Hello everybody, how you guys doing? My name is Fit, coming to my channel. Whew, it is cold. Today's the second day of the snow season. I cannot stand snow. Anyway, so I'm sorry I'm doing a live video is because I'm in my car and that's the only way I can do it. Anyways, that's not what you guys came for. You guys came for to talk about Clomid, or also called Clomiphene. Clomid is a medication that you take for infertility. So I've touched, if you have not seen the 2 or 3 videos I've posted already about infertility, make sure you guys go ahead and look at those first. It kind of gives you a little glimpse of my personal experience. I think it's important to give you guys my personal experience on infertility and what I am still going through after maybe about actively trying probably 7 years, but at the same time I would say about 13 years. Me and my husband been together in a relationship for 14 years, let's say 12 years, for 14 years, and the 2 years all cumulatively in the last 14 years, I would say 2 years of that we use either protection, birth control, or like tablets, birth control, or the IUD. And that's ways I would say we prevented of getting pregnant. You know, people say the pull-out method, but that really doesn't work. A lot of people got pregnant over that. So Clomid was introduced to me via YouTube because I was trying to research, God, I'm so cold. I was trying to research medication to take in order to get fertile. Now, I knew that I was not going to have kids naturally on my own. Honestly, since I was really little, I just had that feeling in the deep in my soul, like I'm not going to get pregnant on my own. I'm not going to be able to have a kid on my own. Maybe I jinxed myself. Don't know. Maybe it's just something that you know about yourself and your own body. So with that being said, when I went to fertility, maybe, when was that? We got married 2011, summer 2011, we got married. And then November, October of 2011, decided to go to fertility. I saw first fertility. She's like, absolutely not. I am not giving you Clomiphene because I've never, have not seen anyone to get pregnant before. So they're like, we're not going to start you off with Clomiphene. Maybe there might be different clinics that start you out with Clomiphene. I don't know that. But in my hospital, I work with the same hospital that I am a patient of. They don't start you out with Clomiphene right away because Clomiphene, 1, is strong. 2, some insurers might not cover it. Thankfully, mine did. But they want to rule out anything else, because if you take Clomiphene, the chances of you having multiples is very high. You could have up to 4 or 5 babies at once, and that's not what I wanted. Maybe twins, okay, but I wasn't going to be able to handle. I mean, if it happened, it happened, but I would have not been like thinking about it now as not being I'm not a mother yet, or I'm not pregnant either. So thinking of it as that person, me as myself, I wouldn't know what to do with 1, yet alone 6. So, and financially, we wouldn't be able to afford 6 newborns at the same time. That would have been just torturous for us. But if it had happened, we would make things do. I have great support. That's not the point of the video. I'm sorry. So Clomid, I had asked about Clomid, and she said, no, you cannot be on Clomid right away. There are some tests that we need to do. We need to cross out other things that could be done naturally for you to get pregnant. And she said one of them for me was because I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is also called PCOS. If you don't know what that is, I will do another full video on PCOS and explain it, because I had PCOS, so I would know firsthand on how it makes you feel, how symptoms stuff is. So I will do another video, and if you want me to do another video, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and make sure you like and subscribe also. Like, subscribe, and share. I'm sorry, I'm just not there this morning. And anyways, she started me off with medication. No, she actually just started me off with nothing. There was a consultation and we talked about it, and she said, well, if you lose weight, maybe you'll get pregnant on your own. And at the time, I was not wanting to listen to that. I shut that out completely. I went on my way. She said 3 months later, come back. I came back. I think I lost like 5 pounds the most. 3 months, came back. She goes, okay, you've lost 5 pounds, which is good, is a start. But now we need to put you on metformin. Metformin is medication that is generally given for patients who are diabetic. So she gave me metformin. Metformin made me feel really sick. I was not an allergy sick, but my blood sugar naturally goes down really low. If I don't eat, I will get very dizzy. I'll get shaky. Not sweaty, but I know my blood sugar is low. I don't have diabetes. Never had diabetes, thank God. But my blood sugar or my blood pressure would drop really low if I don't have something to eat. So with that being said, she gave me metformin to take twice daily, up to 1,000 milligrams. And first of all, it smells horrific. It smells like dead fish to me. It smells like bottled up fish. That's what I smelled when I opened up the bottle. 2 is big capsules. I hate taking capsules. I will take it if I have to, but I hate taking capsules. And 3, it gave me the worst diarrhea. I had explosive diarrhea, like really, really bad. Yes, I did lose weight. I definitely lost weight because it curbed my appetite. But at the same time, I felt like it made me go to the bathroom so much, like to the point where like my behind, like, I was like getting rash because I was using the bathroom too much, or like I was bleeding down there like in the back because I was wiping too much. It was way too much. I couldn't handle it, and I was like getting dizzy way too often. I almost passed out once when I was at work. Thankfully, there was a door behind me that was shut that caught me because I went backwards. I basically fainted because my blood sugar dropped so low. After that, I said, nope, I'm not taking metformin no more. I was taking 1,000. I dropped it to 500 once a day. It wasn't as bad, but it was still bringing my blood sugar down. I was still feeling dizzy, and I was still having diarrhea. I said it wasn't worth it because the side effects was making my life miserable. So I couldn't do it. Stopped. Went back, and she was no longer at the same hospital. She moved. And so I had to wait another 2-3 more years to find. Well, I just gave up. I just said, forget it. We're not ready. I just gave up. 3 years passed. 2 years passed, I think. And then I'm like, okay, I'm ready again. So saw another doctor. She's like, no, I'm not going to give you clomiphene. I want to start you with metformin. And I told her, I'm sorry, that was just a text message I received. And I told her, I said, I can't do metformin because I gave her the reasons why. She's like, all right. She gave me a medicine called Provera, because I was not getting my menstruals regularly. So she gave me Provera in order to get my menstruals regularly, and I did. I was taking those. It was working to get my period, but it wasn't making me fertile. I was not being fertile. Same thing she said, if you lose the weight, get pregnant. So she went on trying to treat me for it. Nothing was working, and I really tried to lose weight as much as I could. I think I lost like 20 something or 30 pounds, and she's like, okay, we which is great. That's a really, really great start. And she's like, okay, since you are dedicated and you did all your blood work, I'll give you Clomid. I was so excited. I said, great. Start taking Clomid. It worked right away. I mean, like, not pregnant way, but it worked to where I start ovulating. And it was very painful. I've never felt that kind of cramp before. I couldn't even put on my pants. It was that painful. Like, we couldn't even have sex because it was painful. And she said my ovaries was looking great. The eggs are looking mature. They look good. They can get fertilized. You know what I mean? I had all the high hopes in the world. But unfortunately, we couldn't have sex because it was too painful. So I was on Clomid for 6 cycles, meaning for 6 months. Never got pregnant. Well, thankfully, I never had a miscarriage. Well, I wouldn't know if I had a miscarriage or not, because you might get pregnant, your body might reject the pregnancy, and you might just get on your period. You think it's a normal period, but I never got pregnant, never had a miscarriage, thankfully. So it got to the point where it's like, okay, this is not working. Like, we are on the highest dose of Clomid, and it's not working. We did all the scans, all the blood work. We did everything we could possibly do, and it wasn't working. So I told her, I said, is there anything else we could try? Any other medication we could try? And she said, well, the next step is IUI, which is they take my husband's sperm and actually implant it in me to get pregnant, or IVF, where it happens outside of the uterus, and then once it fertilizes them, they put it back in me. But it's very expensive. At that time, my insurance was not covering any fertility treatments besides like tablets to take. Now there's almost treatable. I mean, covered. It's not all the way covered, but it's almost covered. So, but with all being said, Clomid is not going to work on its own unless both of you are being tested. The reason why I say both of you being tested is because from 2009, I've seen a specialist. From 2009, not 2011, from 2009 until 2 years ago, I was seeing a specialist. Nothing has happened. Because the reason why nothing has happened is because they never tested my husband. And if they had, asked me, has my husband ever had kids before? I said, no, he doesn't have any children. So they never said, you know what? Why don't we check his sperm out? Never, ever mentioned. Ever mentioned for 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. For 8.5 years, I've been seeing fertility specialists. 8.5 years, I've seen fertility specialists. Never mentioned once. Well, not only fertility, but my primary cares. Not only my primary cares, but endocrinologist specialists. None of them ever mentioned, well, it might not just be you. Like, well, it might not be you. It might be him. So they tested him and it was him. So if you are, basically what I'm trying to tell you is if you want Clomid, make sure both of you are being tested, unless he has his own kids, like, he fathered children. Unless that, you both need to be tested. Don't waste your time. Keep on going back and forth to fertility specialists, not getting the right answers, not getting the right test done. Both of you go in. You get your stuff checked. He get his sperm count, all the blood work done first. Then, after you do that, and his sperm count comes okay, he's good, and it's something that has to do with you, then yeah, go ahead with medications, IUI, IVF, whatever you need to do to get pregnant. Don't waste your time thinking it's just you, because most of the time it's not just the female's fault. Not fault. female's problem. It could be both, or it could just be your husband or your boyfriend or whoever. It could be that person that's not all the way healthy in the reproductive sense. So please don't waste your time in thinking it's just you. It could be both of you, it could be just him, or it could just be just you. So don't waste your time. Get both of you guys checked. It's the first thing y'all should do. Like, we've been trying for 5 years, nothing has happened. We've changed our diet. We've changed everything. We've been seeing primary care. We work out. We eat well. He stopped smoking. I stopped smoking. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, like, if you do smoke, I don't smoke. He smoked. He's slowing down on smoking. So you do everything you're supposed to do and nothing has happened. Then get checked first, both of you, and then from there move on forward. Because if you just do by yourself, it's just you. It's going to, like, physically, mentally, emotionally drain you. So having your partner with you, both of you guys going through the process together, when you do get pregnant, is going to be the most amazing feeling in the world. So now, since he got tested, we already know his results. There's nothing else we could do. He gave us what we need to do. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. After that, it's in God's hands. So if you want to hear more about my situation, what I'm going through with fertility, I'm going through it right now, like today. I mean, like, I thought I had all the signs and symptoms of pregnancy. I don't know if I'm pregnant or not. So if my period doesn't come by Friday, there might be a chance I could be pregnant. Or it might just be the symptoms I'm feeling of hormone because of my period about to start. I don't know, and I'll let you guys know. All right, love you all. Bye.